Welcome back to JForrest English. I'm Jennifer, and today we're going to read a news article together, a news article about Taylor Swift's concert in Toronto, so you can add a lot of advanced vocabulary, advanced grammar, and correct pronunciation to your speech. Let's get started. First, I'll read the headline. People are selling Taylor Swift Toronto tickets for outrageous prices days before official sale. So we're talking about the Taylor Swift concert taking place in Toronto, the city of Toronto in Canada, which is Canada's largest city. And the prices are outrageous. So what does this adjective tell you about the prices? If I say the prices are outrageous, well, it means the prices are very high, extremely high. And it also implies too high. Now, the adjective outrageous means shocking. Shocking in this case because they're too high. It can also mean morally unacceptable. So you might be looking at one of Taylor Swift's outfits, what she's wearing, and say, oh, that's outrageous, if you think it's morally unacceptable. Now, let's take a look at too high, because I could say the prices are very high, or I could say the prices are too high. If I say something that is too high, too plus adjective, it means that you think they should be less, because that's what this word too means. Whereas if I just say, oh, the prices are very high, it doesn't necessarily mean I think they should be less. Perhaps what you're purchasing deserves the high price, and you're just stating a fact. The prices are very high, but it's worth it. But the prices are too high. You think they should be less. Now, don't worry about taking notes, because I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF, so you can look for the link in the description. Now, let's continue and find out about these outrageous prices. So, how much do you think it will be for one Taylor Swift ticket? Let's see if you're right. Okay. On Thursday, mega pop star Taylor Swift finally confirmed that she would be bringing her sold-out Eras tour to Toronto. So sold out, this is an adjective to describe her tour. In this case, it's an adjective because it comes before the noun. The noun is tour. You could say her tickets sold out in 20 minutes, for example. So in this case, the verb is sold out. Her tickets sold out in 20 minutes. But in this case, it's an adjective. Now, when something sells out, it means all the supply of it is gone. So 100% of the tickets are sold. That's sold out. 100% of tickets are sold. Now, this is a very good thing if you're running any sort of event, conference, anything that people buy tickets to. You want those tickets to be sold out. This could even be a ticket on an airline. Oh, all the tickets are sold out, so I can't get on that flight, for example. So in that case, you can say to be sold out. So your verb is to be, and then sold out is an adjective. All the tickets are sold out. Are sold out. To be sold out. Let's continue. So she would be bringing her sold out Eras tour to Toronto for a record-breaking 6 nights at the Rogers Centre. The Rogers Centre is the location where she'll be performing in Toronto. Following months of desperate pleas, so a plea is please, 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 that's a plea, and desperate is when you have a very strong emotion of necessity in that. Please, 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 a desperate please. from Canadian Swifties. So I didn't quite know what this was at first, but her name is Taylor Swift. So I guess the people who are fans of Taylor Swift are called Swifties. I like Taylor Swift music, but I've never heard this expression. I guess I probably wouldn't consider myself a Swiftie. I don't know. What about you? Would you consider yourself a Swiftie? Are you a die-hard Taylor Swift fan? I think this expression is probably reserved for the die-hard fans. The die-hard fans. This might sound negative because it has the word die in it, but it's not. I guess another way of a more positive way, I guess, would be the super fans, the mega fans. So the diehard fans are her best fans. I hope you're a diehard fan of my channel. Are you? Put that in the comments if you are. So you can say, Jennifer, I'm a diehard fan. Or if you want to use a different adjective, you could also say huge fan in addition to super or mega. So put that in the comments. And of course, I want you to be super mega fans. Okay, let's continue. Although the official Ticketmaster verified sale is still days away, resellers have already begun to list tickets for outrageous prices. So now you know that this outrageous, when I hear this, oh, it's outrageous, I have a sense of I'm a little bit angry about it because it's too much. It's too much compared to what you get in return. So when you say it, you do have like a negative reaction towards it. Oh, that's outrageous. Now you could use this for someone's decision. Maybe your boss asked you to come in on Saturday even though it's your son's birthday and he knows it's your son's birthday, to do some work that isn't even that important. And you could say that's outrageous. So you are expressing your extreme dissatisfaction towards his request. Are you enjoying this lesson? If you are, then I want to tell you about the Finally Fluent Academy. This is my premium training program where we study native English speakers on TV, movies, YouTube, and the news so you can improve your listening skills of fast English and add all these advanced expressions to your speech to help you sound fluent and natural. And you'll have me as your personal coach. So you can look for the link in the description to learn more. Let's continue. So I put this dialogue here for you, and that's outrageous. This is how native speakers reply to someone's news or an event if we think it is very shocking. And remember, it has that negativity in it. That's outrageous. So have begun to list tickets. If they list tickets, it simply means they make them available for purchase. So to list tickets for outrageous prices, some of which even exceed people's rent for 1 month. Okay, so if it exceeds, it means it's more than. So how much do you think people pay for rent in Toronto? And if it exceeds that, how much do you think that Taylor Swift ticket is? Any idea now how much these outrageous prices are? Put it in the comments if you have a guess. Okay, a reseller. Here, this is a person, but it's a person who sells something again. So you could be a reseller if you buy a product on Amazon, let's say, or AliExpress, and then you sell it on a different site. That's what a lot of people do to make money. They're resellers. They buy something from one place and they instantly sell it in another place, hopefully to make money in return. So obviously they want to buy it for less than they sell it for. So that's a reseller, and that's someone's job or hobby. They've begun, so the present perfect because it's in progress now. It started in the past, continues until the present. All right, exceed, remember this means more than people's rent for 1 month. more than. It comes as no surprise that the majority of these speculative listings, now don't worry about what's a speculative listing. Well, we'll find out because they provide a definition of it below. These speculative listings come with a staggering 4-figure price tag. Okay, so if something comes with a price tag, that's just another way of saying what the price of it is. Oh, I went on this amazing vacation, but it came with a steep price tag. I just said a steep price tag. That is another way of saying a high price tag. So it came with a steep price tag. Now, if you don't want to use price tag and you just want to use price, you actually have to change the preposition. You can say it came at a steep price or cost. So here, notice it came at, I'm changing the preposition from with to at, and this is when you just use price or cost. If you want to use tag, then it came with a steep price tag, an outrageous price tag, a staggering price tag, a staggering 4-figure price tag. So now you know how much the price is, right? Because it's a 4-figure price tag. So notice it's 4-figure price tag. It's not 4 figures with an S on figures because this is functioning as an adjective. So you could say there are 4 figures, but here it's a 4-figure price tag. Now, what is a 4-figure price tag? Well, you can think of a figure as a number. So right here, if her ticket sold for $1, that would be a 1-figure price tag because there's literally one figure, one number. If it were $10, that's a 2-figure price tag, 3-figure price tag, 4-figure price tag, okay? And then this would be a 5-figure price tag. Thankfully, it's hard to read without the comma, I find. So thankfully, it's not $10,000, but because it is 4 figures, a 4-figure price tag, we know that the price is about $1,000, which is what some people are paying for 1 month in Toronto for their rent. All right, so that's 4-figure, a 4-figure price tag. Staggering. This is similar to outrageous. It means shocking, a staggering 4-figure price tag, shocking or surprising. So are you shocked by this price for one ticket? So if you want to take your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, friend, me, you can take me to Taylor Swift. That will be at least $2,000 for you. Come with a staggering 4-figure price tag just to sit up in the nosebleeds. In an arena, the nosebleed section is the highest section. So they're the worst seats. And we refer to that section commonly as the nosebleeds. That's not the official name of it. That isn't the name that Ticketmaster, the website selling the tickets, they wouldn't use that because it doesn't sound good. But that's just the common name for it. So someone might ask you, oh, where are you sitting? And you say, oh, I'm in the nosebleeds. And that's not a good place to sit. It's the worst seats. They're the highest up. And if they're the highest up, it means you're the farthest away from the stage. Okay, so I'll write that for you. Let's continue. The U.S. leg of the tour. Leg of the tour, in this case, leg simply means section or part. So when the tour was in the U.S., that's one leg of the tour. So she has her entire tour where she's going to many different locations. So when she's in Europe, that would be one leg of the tour, one part of the tour. And then if she goes to Africa, that would be another leg of the tour. So it would be the African leg, the European leg, the American leg, for example. The US leg of the tour was met with unprecedented demand. If something is unprecedented, it means it hasn't been experienced before. Excuse me. So it suggests that there has been more demand than experienced before. So obviously an extremely high level of demand. And even crashed Ticketmaster's website immediately after the first batch of tickets went live in November 2022. Okay, I'm sure you know the verb crash, to crash a website, because we've all experienced this. When a website crashes, it means it stops functioning because of a problem. If your computer crashes, your computer stops functioning, and that's a sign that there's some sort of a problem. So a website could crash, but your device, such as your computer, laptop, iPad, phone, could also crash. So an example, you could say, my computer crashed and now I have to start the report from scratch. When you start something from scratch, you start it from the very beginning. Because if your computer crashes, everything freezes or your computer restarts, and then it won't save the document you were working on most of the time. All right. According to Ticketmaster, a speculative listing, now we know this definition of speculative listing is when unofficial sellers list tickets for sale even though they do not actually have those tickets. So remember I taught you what a reseller is? Well, in this case, they're selling the product before they've even purchased the product. So they don't actually have the product yet that they're selling to someone else. So could you imagine paying $4 figures for a ticket that doesn't technically exist because the person selling it doesn't actually have the ticket yet? Ooh, that's a little risky, I would say. They are betting or speculating. This is the resellers who are selling the tickets that they don't actually have yet. So the resellers, are betting or speculating. So this is where the word comes from. The speculative listing is because they're betting that they will be able to get the tickets. They're speculating. And then resell them to fans. So resell, sell again. Remember, sell again to fans. Ticketmaster's website reads, I did not know this was a thing. I don't buy a lot of concert tickets. What about you? Have you heard about this, where someone does this speculative listing where they sell a ticket that they don't actually own yet? It seems a little risky to me. What about you? All right. Tickets on StubHub are currently priced at a minimum of $1,800. So here you can read this as 1,800 or 1,800. So a minimum of 1,800. So that's almost 2,000, obviously. But remember before, it just said 4-figure. So a 4-figure goes up to 9,999 because once you get to the next, it's now a 5-figure because you'll add 1 digit, right? 10,000 is 5 figures, but 1,000 to 9,999 is 4 figures. So the tickets aren't actually $1,000. They're $1,800, $1,800 each for seats in the 500 section. This is the nosebleed section. So you're paying $1,800 for the worst seat in the arena. Would you pay that? Now, can you see why this is outrageous? And remember, there's a little bit of anger in it. That's outrageous. Would you agree with that? If you agree with that, then put "that's outrageous" in the comments below. And remember, if you include an emoji, which is useful to show emotion, the emoji has to be some sort of angry or type of emoji. So you can include that with "that's outrageous" if you want as well. Who knows? Maybe you think this is totally worth it to see Taylor Swift because you're a Swiftie, you're a die-hard Taylor Swift fan, you're a super fan, and you would gladly pay this money to see Taylor Swift. That is entirely possible for some people. And in that case, it wouldn't be outrageous to them. For seats in the 500 section, remember this is the nosebleeds, on the first night of the tour in Toronto. The majority of 100 section tickets, so the lower the number, the closer you are to the stage. So the 100 section would be perhaps the closest to the stage, certainly a lot closer than the 500 section. The majority of 100 section tickets are priced between, here we go. This is even more outrageous, perhaps. $2,700 or $2,700 to a mind-boggling $12,000. Wow. What do you think? That's outrageous? Or I'm a Swiftie, so I'm going to gladly pay $12,000 to see Taylor Swift. You're probably wondering about mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. This is an adjective. It means extremely surprising or difficult to understand or imagine. So if I say like that's mind-boggling, it means I'm having a hard time even understanding how one ticket could cost $12,000. It's mind-boggling. So it's similar to outrageous, but it also implies that you're having a difficult time even understanding how this could be. So what do you think? That's outrageous? Or you could also say in the comments section, that's mind-boggling. That's mind-boggling. What do you think? Or you can say, I'd pay that. I'd pay that because I'm a Swiftie. How did they spell it? Swiftie. I'd pay that because I'm a Swiftie. So those are your options. I'd pay that because I'm a Swiftie. That's mind-boggling. That's outrageous. Put your choice in the comments. The most expensive tickets currently available on StubHub are running for $13,214 each. It just keeps getting more and more expensive now. So $13,214, because you see the dollar sign after, each. All right, who's taking me to Taylor Swift? And I want the 100 section tickets. I don't want the nosebleed tickets, please. In general, ticket prices seem to decline as the tour in Toronto goes on. When something goes on, it means progresses. As the tour progresses, as it goes on. So I'll write that there for you. As the tour in Toronto goes on. But so far, there doesn't even seem to be any seats available for less than $1,000. Now you know why some people are saying that's outrageous. Other people perhaps not, because they're Swifties. So now what I'll do, that's the end of the article. So what I'll do now is I'll read the article from start to finish, and this time you can focus on my pronunciation. People are selling Taylor Swift Toronto tickets for outrageous prices days before official sale. On Thursday, mega pop star Taylor Swift finally confirmed that she would be bringing her sold-out Eras tour to Toronto for a record-breaking 6 nights at the Rogers Centre, following months of desperate pleas from Canadian Swifties. Although the official Ticketmaster verified sale is still days away, resellers have already begun to list tickets for outrageous prices, some of which even exceed people's rent for 1 month. It comes as no surprise that the majority of these speculative listings come with a staggering 4-figure price tag just to sit up in the nosebleeds. The US leg of the tour was met with unprecedented demand and even crashed Ticketmaster's website immediately after the first batch of tickets went live in October 2022. According to Ticketmaster, a speculative listing is when unofficial sellers list tickets for sale even though they do not actually have those tickets. They are betting or speculating that they will be able to get tickets and then resell them to fans, Ticketmaster's website reads. Tickets on StubHub are currently priced at a minimum of $1,800 each for seats in the 500 section on the first night of the tour in Toronto. The majority of 100 section tickets are priced between $2,700 to a mind-boggling $12,000. The most expensive tickets currently available on StubHub are running for $13,214 each. In general, ticket prices seem to decline as the tour in Toronto goes on, but so far, there doesn't even seem to be any seats available for less than $1,000. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, then make sure you subscribe, like this lesson, share it with your friends, and I'm also interested to know what you thought about those ticket prices. Did you think they were outrageous, mind-boggling, or maybe you're a super fan, a die-hard fan, so you are ready and excited to pay that? Let's find out. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And why don't you get started with your next lesson right now?